How we doing, everybody? UFC Thoughts here, and today I'm going to be recapping UFC Vegas 106, Burns vs. Morales. Wrapped up about an hour ago. I thought I'd lay down for a little bit before I started recording. I did well on picks, like probably everybody else did. I think this was, of all the cards this year, this was probably one of the easiest ones to get correct predictions on. I went 10-1. I know what you're saying there were 12 fights. How'd you go 10-1? Rodolfo Bellato versus Paul Craig actually got called off, like it got canceled. And I got the main event right. Speaking of which, let's get right into it. Gilbert Burns versus Michael Morales. As you can tell, Gilbert lost. This was a very virtuoso performance from Michael Morales. He looked really fucking good. Extremely good, in fact. He kept range very well, very rarely allowed Gilbert to get any offense going. Gilbert kind of walked him down, threw his lead hooks off rip, kind of setting up his combinations with his range. Gilbert landed a really good low kick to start. Michael responded with one of his own. And then Michael kind of just started walking him down slowly, landed a hook. I think it was a lead right hook over the guard of Gilbert Burns, kind of stumbled him a little bit, and then landed another one, stumbling Gilbert back again. Michael thought that Gilbert got hurt, which, of course, he was. Started unloading on him. Gilbert landed a really good right hand on Michael. Michael backed up a little bit, and then he landed yet another right hook over the guard of Gilbert Burns, hurt him again, and kind of just started unloading on him, dropped him down to the ground. Gilbert started scrambling for a leg. He got a takedown earlier in the fight. It shouldn't have been counted as a takedown. Michael got right back up from it. I don't think Gilbert established any control off of it, but they counted it, I guess, even though, Kamaru Usman versus Colby Covington wasn't a take. Who gives a shit anyways? Michael, he gets back to his feet, lets Gilbert get back up, lands literally the same thing again. It was like he hurt him with an uppercut earlier in the fight. I'm getting the stuff mixed up. Landed the right hand over the guard, rocks Gilbert again, kind of just follows up with some shots on the guard. Gilbert falls down. The fight has to be stopped. I know a lot of people are going to attribute this to the age of Gilbert Burns, which, yeah, and the damage that he has taken in his career, which obviously you should. Does Michael Morales do this to a 2021 Gilbert Burns? I don't know. Maybe it takes him another round, maybe another round after that. But people are going to attribute that to this. I like that, in fact, for Michael Morales. If Gilbert Burns was withered and aged and took so much damage throughout his career, I like to see Michael Morales dispatching him in one round instead of going to a war with him. Because that is something we see prospects often do nowadays. Caio Borralho goes 5 hard rounds with Jared Cannonier. Gregory Rodriguez loses to Jared Cannonier, who's actually older than Gilbert Burns, who has taken a lot of damage throughout his career. Gilbert, he should retire. He should not fight again. He should retire. He contemplated retiring after the Sean Brady loss. This should be a sign that he should not fight anymore. Because Gilbert Burns, his next fight will probably be a fucking Carlos Prates, which, no, I'm not going to allow that to happen. I think Carlos would chin Gilbert Burns. I'm not going to allow Gilbert Burns to go on a death spiral and see him continuously get chinned over and over again. Fuck that. Michael Morales, I don't really know who you give him next. Welterweight's such a top-heavy division now. Now that Michael has really entered because we had all the prospects kind of finding their way in. Now all of them are like in the top 8. You got Buckley, you got Ian Gary, you got Michael Morales, you got JDM as champ now, Sean Brady at 1. All the guys have kind of Shavkat at, or Sean's 2, Bilal 1, Shavkat 3, I believe. You got it's like a mix of the old heads, kind of Bilal, Kamaru, Leon, they're in there, and then you got just killer's row of JDM, Sean Brady, Shavkat, Ian Gary, Joaquin Buckley, and now Michael Morales, right? You got all these guys kind of just in the mix now, and I like that. But it also makes it hard to matchmake them. Michael Morales, I wouldn't mind the Leon Edwards matchup, but I really think that It's either do Michael Morales versus Leon or Michael Morales versus Bilal. I don't think you should give him Bilal. I think it should be... I think Sean Brady and Shavkat should fight. I think that should be the fight that's next for a title shot, because Islam is going to get the title shot. Make that for a number one contenders fight. Bilal, you could book him versus the winner of Usman Buckley. I think that's a fight that you could make, because I personally think Joaquin Buckley is going to win. That'll be another fight to get him into the number one contender fight after the Shavkat versus Sean Brady fight. Or you could just do Joaquin Buckley before all those guys. Who gives a shit? Michael Morales, it's either he fights, but like Ian Gary and him makes sense. Like realistically it does. It's either you do Michael Morales versus Ian Gary, or you could do him versus a Leon Edwards. But I think Leon Edwards and Ian Gary should fight. It's a weird division to matchmake at the moment, but because Michael Morales should not be forced to fight down, he should only fight up. But Ian Gary also, I feel, shouldn't have to fight down. He should fight up. It's a weird thing. Leon Edwards should fight down. Bilal should fight down. Sean Brady and Shavkat should just fight each other. Joaquin Buckley and Kamaru Usman are already booked. It's a weird thing going on right now. We're going through the motions. I like any matchup for Michael Morales. I thought he looked really good. This was probably his best performance to date, not just because he finished Gilbert Burns, but also he didn't get hit a lot. Usually Michael Morales, he kind of looks a little like he's kind of a slow starter almost, where he kind of has to get going. This one, he looked good off the jump. Like the first combination he threw looked good. He didn't look sloppy at all. Looked very good. And, of course, got the finish. Great win for Michael Morales. Gilbert, please retire. We move to the now co-main event, Sadiq Yusuff versus Myron Santos. I thought this was a pretty good fight. I think I picked Myron by either decision or TKO. He ended up winning by unanimous decision. I gave round one to Sadiq Yusuff. I don't think that's a crazy thing. I thought that was like pretty obvious that I thought Sadiq won this round. I thought Myron landed the best shot of the round, which was his left hook. But besides that, he just got slightly outdone, which you can clearly see he did. Round two, very clearly Myron Santos' round. Even though these striking numbers don't really show the significant strikes do, Myron ended up landing a flush head kick, cut Sadiq Yusuff on his eyebrow, and then bloodied up his nose. Round three, Myron Santos just did more. Landed a lot of, even in the clinch scenarios where Sadiq Yusuff was racking up control points, Myron was negating that with like slapping his back, slapping the ear, punching him in the face, kind of just like throwing those little minuscule shots that don't really do anything, but it's like, well, Sadiq Yusuff's controlling, but he's not doing anything. Myron Santos, even though he's being controlled, he's doing something, you know what I mean? Good win for Myron Santos. This was a performance that he needed to get back into the good graces of people after the Francis Marshall fight, which, by the way, he did just win. I hate that people still think that it was a robbery. Myron very clearly won that fight, in my opinion. He won rounds 2 and 3. Francis Marshall does nothing with the takedowns in 2 and 3. People are just swayed by the fact that he got takedowns and he got a knockdown in round 1. Myron Santos clearly won that fight, in my opinion. This fight, he very clearly won. Rounds 2 and 3. Again, round 1 I gave to Sadiq Yusuff. I was very weirded out that 2 judges gave the first round to Myron Santos, though. I'm not sure how they gathered that, in my opinion. I thought Myron just didn't do a lot. I don't know if, like, I'm in the minority on that. Myron looked good, though. Defensively sound. Jab was working wonders. Combination striking was working very well. Kind of just picked his shots very well. Good takedown defense. The one takedown, I forget what Sadiq took him down with, but I'm pretty sure Myron got right back up from it. So good shit for Myron Santos. Good way to get back, or not get back, but stay in the win column. 3-0 in the UFC. Myron Santos, I don't know if he stays at lightweight. I don't know if he moves back down to featherweight. I think he said that he might stay at lightweight because the featherweight cut might have been too much. He is kind of a big guy. If he stays at lightweight, you could do him versus a Thiago Moises. You could do him versus a... I don't know if Mastroban Ruziboev is still a fighter on the roster. You could do that. You could do him versus Trey Ogden. You could do him versus... who's another fella that you could do him against? Who's another kind of like grizzled vet? Clay Guida, maybe Jim Miller. You know what I mean? Like, these guys that are... like in the middles of the rankings, you know what I mean? That are just kind of there. I think Myron Santos has a future. I think he's a very bright guy. I think he clearly won. Sadiq Yusuff, I don't really know what you do with him at this point. I think that's 3 losses in a row for him. Sadiq Yusuff, I think he's 6-4 now in the UFC. He's just kind of very inactive. You can tell he's a good fighter. It's just he doesn't... I don't know what it is about Sadiq Yusuff. He just kind of looks so, like, nervous every time he's in the cage. He looks so, like, unwilling to throw sometimes. I don't know what it is. But, yeah. We move to the now featured fight, Destin Stoltzfus versus Nursultan Ruziboev. Very cool fight. Round 1, close, but not close. Nursultan won this round pretty easily. Actually, no, this was the round with the headbutt in it. I forgot because they didn't count it as a knockdown. Round 1 was weird because Dustin actually, like, quote-unquote, knocked him down. In the replay, it was a very blatant headbutt to the side of the head on Nursultan. Dustin knocked him down with it, ended up getting guillotine out of it, which if he would have finished the fight, I would have been so sad. But Nursultan then got, like, dominant position and rained down ground and pound. Round 2, very clearly, Nursultan Ruziboev got taken down, controlled, almost got mounted. But then he beat the shit out of him on the ground. Round 3, close. I gave round 3 to Dustin Stoltzfus. He just did a bit more than Nursultan. Round 1, though, I gave to Nursultan Ruziboev. He landed a lot of good shots. And round 3 was close. Like, it was close, but I think I gave it to Dustin. Actually, maybe. I don't know. I forgot what certain situations happened in each round. Because Dustin was bleeding really bad throughout the fight. But that was mostly from round 2, I believe. Good win for Nursultan. Stays in the win column. I don't know what you do with him. He's kind of like... I don't know. Bruno Fahea just got booked. Abdul Razak Al Hassan got cut, right? So you couldn't do that. Nursultan versus Cody Brennan has a fight booked. I think he's fighting in Atlanta. I think is the fight that they have booked for him. Who's a middleweight you could give Nursultan Ruziboev? If Armin Petrosian is still signed, you could do that. That's a fight that's viable. Rodolfo Vieira. That's a fight that's viable. Him versus like Andre Petroski. He called out Bo Nickel. I don't know if they're gonna do that. I personally don't. But Nursultan does have some fanfare. He's a really big star in Uzbekistan. And he also had the fight with Joaquin Buckley. So they might actually make that fight next. I don't know who I'd pick in that fight. Maybe Bo. Nursultan. But Nursultan actually does have good scrambling ability for a guy who is 6'5". I don't know. We move to the start of the main card. Julian Erosa versus Melchizedek Costa. This is a really cool fight. Round 1, very clearly Melchizedek Costa hurt him with a head kick. Besides that, just outstruck him. Round 2 I gave to Melchizedek Costa. He landed the better shots. But Julian was like walking him down, but he landed stuff, but Melchizedek Costa was landing like similar shots. Round 3 I gave to Julian Erosa. Similar to round 2, but Melchizedek Costa was actually getting hit a lot more and was on the back foot even more in round 3. Very cool fight. Julian kind of just walking him down for most of the fight, taking shots. Melchizedek Costa looked really good in this fight. Used kicks to the knee, just absolutely destroying Julian's lead leg. Body kicks into head kicks. He threw like 3 head kicks, which I don't know why he stopped throwing them. I don't know if it's because Julian started catching them and like hitting them with like his like armpit or like batting them down. But he landed one really good one in round 1 and then seemingly never landed another one. Julian was the one that actually landed a good head kick in round 3. Round 1, Melchizedek Costa landed his. Melchizedek Costa, 4 in a row, I believe, is that. The Shiloh Rebecki, and then for 3 fights this year, yeah. Good win. Not a lot of, Julian Erosa, even though his record in the UFC is 9-8, he's like uncomfortably good in the UFC. I don't know what it is about him. He just finds a way to beat a lot of good guys. He's also very dangerous. Melchizedek Costa, featherweight. I don't know who you could give him next. That's 4 in a row. I don't think he deserves a ranking fight yet. I think he needs to win one more. I don't know who you give him. You could do him versus... Who's really close to being ranked featherweight? Calvin just got booked against Steve Garcia. Edson Barboza, or is he moving up to 155? I think he's moving up to 155. Fuck. If you want to test star power, Melquizael Costa versus Kevin Vallejos. That'd be a cool fight. I think that'd be very entertaining. If you're trying to push Kevin Vallejos. And Melquizael Costa's a big dude. Gaining some star power as well. I think a lot of people like Melquizael Costa. But, yeah, Julian Erosa, he'll be back. He ran into a really tough guy. We move to the featured prelim. Gabe Green versus Matheus Camilo. The sole fight on this card I got wrong. I went 10-1. Bedtime actually swept the fucking card, the cunt. He picked Gabe Green. This fight was weird. Matheus clearly won round 1. Landed really good shots. Hurt Gabe Green, I believe, at one point around. Didn't hurt him, but landed some really solid combinations. Round 2, Gabe Green starts walking him down, charges him. Matheus Camilo jumps a triangle, almost has it. When Gabe Green escapes, I'm being honest with you, I'm pretty sure Matheus gave up. I think he quit. I don't say that a lot. I don't think you can find a lot of videos of me saying that somebody quit. Matheus literally allowed Gabe Green to sink in a rear naked choke. It wasn't even fully in yet, and he tapped. He was looking for a way out and then tapped. Gabe Green, his pressure worked very well when he wasn't charging like an idiot. Found the takedown, almost got subbed for it, but fought out of it, fought at a hard position. Goddamn tired. Got the back. Ended up finding the sub. Good win for Gabe Green. Good way to get back in the win column for him. At a new weight class, nonetheless. Looks fucking yoked for 155. Matheus Camilo, he's good, but I don't like that mentality at all. He literally just gave up. He quit. I'm not a huge fan of that. It's like when he got out of the sub, Matheus Camilo was like, dang it. I'm a tap now. And then just like gave up his neck. It was the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life. Because the thing is, Matheus actually like, he took him down. Yeah, he dragged him down by his leg. And then was on top of him. And then jumped a triangle for no reason. Like he got top mount and then jumped a triangle. Like, what are you doing, dude? Oh, frick. Good win for Gabe Green, though. Matheus Camilo, you're stupid. We move to Jared Gordon versus Thiago Moises. This knockout was brutal. Fight starts. Thiago immediately gets taken down. Held down for a little bit. They get back to the feet. Jared Gordon actually suffers like 2 lacerations. He has like a cut on his forehead and like his top of his head that started bleeding profusely. Thiago kind of getting held down. Jared Gordon making it dirty, landing some good ground and pound. Kind of like, not fully landing, but landing with like the side of his fist on like the forehead of Thiago. Thiago ends up finding his hip, getting back to his feet against the cage. They separate. They start exchanging. Thiago throws a left hook, misses it, and then throws it again. Jared Gordon immediately rolls with it and throws a right hand over it and ends up clobbering Thiago Moises with it. Ends up knocking him out, and he dies. And then the follow-up shot was even worse. It was fucking brutal. Great win for Jared Gordon. Jared Gordon is a guy that believes that he's won his past 5 fights, which, if you look at this, you can make the argument. He won this fight up here that we can't see. Like, if you disqualify Bobby Green, then yeah, but like, it's not like it's not like it went to a decision. You were golded by it, but by a head. But to be fair, oh shit. He looked very good in this fight, though. Actually won the low kick battle against Thiago Moises, which is hard to do if you're Jared Gordon because he is such a plotty guy. But Jared looks good. I think Jared Gordon should fight Mauricio Rufy next. I think that is actually a very viable matchup. Either that or Jared Gordon versus Esteban Ribovics. Or him versus Daniel Zellhuber. You know what I mean? Try and build these guys up. with a Jared Gordon, who everyone kind of just remembers as the guy that fought Paddy Pimblett. You know what I mean? Like, that's usually a lot of casuals, if you will, are like, that's the guy that people say got robbed by Paddy Pimblett. That's what a lot of people say when they hear Jared Gordon's name. That's kind of associated with him. If Paddy Pimblett's associated with anybody, just put them against, like, up-and-coming guys so that you can build their stock. You know what I mean? Do that. I think all those matchups are viable. Maybe not Mauricio Rufy. Mauricio Rufy will probably get a fight up the rankings next. Jared Gordon, you could also do him versus Manuel Torres. You know what I mean? These up-and-coming, fun fucking guys. Nurullo Aliyev, if you want. All these guys are viable options. Jared Gordon, he's decent. Thiago Moises, I have no idea what you fucking do with the guy. He's such a lose one, win one cunt. You could do him versus, like, fucking any one of those guys either, I guess. Thiago Moises is, like, a hardcore guy where you're like, dude, he beat fucking Thiago Moises, dude. He's fucking legit. That was, like, Islam Makhachev before Arman Sarukian became, like, holy shit, Arman's really good. That was Islam's win. Going into the Dan Hooker fight. Like, that was his win. Was Thiago Moises. That shit's fun. Dude, Thiago went to round 4 with Islam. Isn't that fucking crazy, dude? That's wild to think about. But yeah, he sucks now. We move to Yadir Del Valle versus Connor Matthews. Yadir Del Valle looked good, man. Tagged Connor Matthews on the feet. Staggered him with something, and then immediately shot a takedown, picked him up, and slammed him. Connor Matthews immediately gives up mount. Yadir takes his back, and then just, like, flattens him out, and then finds a rear naked choke and wins. Connor Matthews should be cut. He's 0-3 in the UFC. Get him out of here. He's got a cool story, but fuck him. Yadir Del Valle, he looked good. Did what you should do against Connor Matthews, make him look like easy work if you're anything special, which he did. Good for him. Featherweight, another really muscly featherweight. Who's the featherweight earlier on this card? Oh, yeah, Melchizedek Costa. You could do Yadir Del Valle versus Darren Elkins if he isn't retired. You could do him versus, who's another veteran at featherweight? Who isn't, like, Alex Caceres is an older featherweight, but he's too high ranking-wise. Sung Woo Choi got cut, I believe. Weston Wilson. Yadir Del Valle, Weston Wilson. Do that. He's coming off the win over Jekka Saragi. Fuck it. Just throw something together. We move to Luana Santos versus Tainara Lisboa. This was a dominant performance from Luana Santos. Made it look, honestly, very easy. Exchange a little bit in round 1, kind of tagging each other up. Not tagging each other up. Luana was landing better than Tainara, but Tainara was walking her down. Tainara overthrew something. Luana took her down and held her down for the entire round. Round 2, pretty much the same thing. Tainara tries to walk her down. She ends up throwing, I believe, a front kick. Luana catches it and then pushes her down. Holds her down, finds dominant position, holds, I forget what the fucking thing, it's like a scarf hold, where, like, they're on their back, and you're, like, holding their head and arm, and then you're, like, you're on, like, a hip, and you're kind of just circling with them. It's some, like, Asian name or Oriental name for it. I forget if it's Japanese or Chinese, or, what's the fucking language in fucking China? What is it? Mandarin. It could be Mandarin or Japanese, I forget. But it's like Kusanami or whatever. She just did that for a while, kind of spammed that. Ended up getting top mount and ended up key locking, like Americaning Tainara Lisboa. The first one in WMMA history, in the UFC at least. Good win for Luana Santos. Made it look easy. She should stay at 135. She has a size advantage and actual, like, technique advantage over a lot of these girls. Tainara, she doesn't fight often. She probably won't fight again this year. She's kind of cooked. We move to Elise Reed versus Denise Gomes. At least a Gilbert Burns won tonight. You know, Denise Gomes is Gilbert Burns in disguise. She made light work of Elise Reed. Round 1, Elise Reed just kind of tries to volume her, landing stuff from range, kind of kicking to the knee, kind of kicking to the side. Denise Gomes landed one right hand that somewhat rocked Elise Reed, and then ended up just, like, spamming takedowns and dragging her down and then beating her up with some elbows on the ground. Round 2 rolls by. They're exchanging. Elise Reed, scared of her life, starts backing up. Denise Gomes, there was a brutal right hand to counter Elise Reed, clobbers her, drops her to her knees, and then just starts beating the shit out of her. Elise gets back to her feet, and then Denise Gomes immediately sets her back down brutally with some, just a spamming of hooks. Jason Herzog wanted to see a dead body. I don't know why he wanted to see one so bad, but he hates Elise Reed, I think. Denise Gomes, good win for her. Another win for her. Is that 3 in a row now for her? That is 3 wins in a row for Denise Gomes. She's 4-1 in her last 5. Maybe you give her a ranking next, I think. Who are some strawweights? I guess Tisha Pennington, you could do her versus Tisha Pennington. Or, she already fought Angela Hill, though. I think you do Tisha Pennington versus Denise Gomes next. I think that makes a lot of sense. We move to Hyun Sung Park, Elise Reed, kill yourself. We move to Hyun Sung Park versus Carlos Hernandez. Hyun Sung Park made this look easy as fuck. I don't usually say that. Nobody really usually says that when Carlos Hernandez is in a fight. Whenever Carlos Hernandez loses, besides like the Tyra loss, right, where he got chinned, he usually goes to like a competitive fight with him. You know, I guess I forgot that he fought even fucking Nascimento. His other loss was to fucking... Who else beat him? Is that his only losses? He is 4-2 in the UFC, to be fair. So, yeah. Ray Saruya. I literally didn't even see it. Ray Saruya. Ray Saruya takes him into a decision. Tyra has to take him out of the first round, ends up chinning him. What's his first name? Oh, yeah, Alan Nascimento. Who's he fighting? He's got it's Jafel Filo, right? Is who he's fighting? Alan Nascimento. That's a cool fight. But Carlos Hernandez never usually gets done this dirty. Hyun Sung Park was walking him down, tagging him up, using his size beautifully. He's a full flyweight rather. He's huge. Ends up taking Carlos down, gets his back and slams him down, finds a sub, kind of just immediately locks in on his back and then gets a rear naked choke. Carlos is forced to tap. Hyun Sung Park looked really fucking good, especially for a guy who hasn't fought in a year and a half. Great win for Hyun Sung Park. I don't know what you give him next. He's 3-0 in the UFC. Undefeated fighter. I think you could do him versus... who's a flyweight that's, somewhat out of the rankings? Not too far out, but, slightly. Felipe... I was going to say Andre Lima, but Andre Lima already has a fight booked against Felipe Bunis, of all people. They fucking hate Andre Lima. I don't know what it is about him. Him versus... Daniel Perez is too low, I think. I don't know. You got to find a flyweight for him to fight because that's how matchmaking works. We move to the start of the entire card. Tisha Pennington versus Luana Pinheiro. Close fight. Round 1, Tisha Pennington. She hurts Luana Pinheiro a couple times. Round 2, I gave round 2 to Luana Pinheiro. I'll be honest. I gave round 2 to Luana Pinheiro. I think she landed some good shots. Round 3 was Tisha Pennington. Luana just didn't do anything in round 3. She got very gassed out after round 2 of exerting some energy, and then just lost. She got a lot of takedowns, but she did absolutely nothing with them. Tisha Pennington was the one landing shots. So, Tisha gets the win. UFC Vegas 106 was a actually decent card. Would have been way better if this was in a crowded event with... Burns, Morales, ending in a finish. Sadiq Youssef, Myron Santos was cool. This is a cool fight, badass fight. Finish, crazy finish, and then decision. But it was a decent fight. There were so many finishes that went wasted because there was 10 people in the crowd. We need to get out of the Apex. Which, lucky for us, after the fucking abomination of a card that is UFC Vegas 107, this fucking monstrosity of a card. Look at this. This is on the prelims? Unironically, the third best. Actually, This is, I don't know. This card fucking blows. But yeah, Vegas 106 was fun. Could have been better if it was in the Apex. Michael Morales makes his way into the top 10. Actually, top 8. I went good on picks, 10-1. Everyone probably did good on this card, though. This weekend, there are no fights. There is no fight cards. I repeat, no fights. I will have to find some videos to give out to you guys. In the meantime, I'll try. Give me some ideas, if you will. Give me something that'll tickle your fancy. I'll find something. But if you like the video, give it a like. If you want to see more content like this, subscribe. Leave a comment down below what you want to see next. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.